Sunrise ain't as early now. Takes a minute just to stand. Coffee shakes a little in these weather working hands. Got more yesterdays than tomorrows. That's just how it goes. But I ain't counting losses. I'm counting what I know. I've buried friends I thought would stay. Held my babies on their first day. Made mistakes I can't undo. Watch the Lord bring me through. This life ain't been all easy, but it's been honest, it's been real. And through every turning valley, He's been closer than I feel. So when the evening shadows fall and I hear that quiet call, when my work is done and my race is run, when I lay these burdens down, I'm going home. Not because I earned my way, not because I got it right, but because He carried me through every fight. When my work is done, I'm going home. I ain't scared of crossing over. Ain't no fear in my chest. I've talked to Him too many years to doubt what comes next. If I close my eyes one night and don't wake the morning sun, that just means my wandering down here is done. I'll leave these boots by the bedside and stop into the light. When my work is done and my race is won, when this old heart finally slows, I'll go home. Through mercy, wide and storm, through love that's led me on, I'll trade this faithful side. When my work is done, tell my children, don't you cry. There's no goodbye, just see you by and by. Every prayer we pray down here ain't wasted. They disappear. When my work is done and my song is sung, if my last breath speaks His name, that's enough. I walk this road long and slow, and there's one thing that I know: He'll used to sit right by my side, little hands, eyes open wide, sang them hymns in a wooden pew, believed every word was true. Now your room's just painted walls, no more late night hallway calls. You say you got your own road now, I just nod somehow. I've heard the tone inside your voice, like faith ain't really your first choice. You talk like you don't need a thing, like life don't answer to a king. I won't fight you, I won't force, love don't run that kind of course. But every night before I sleep, I still drop down on these knees. I'm still praying for you, even when you don't believe like you used to. When you say you're doing fine on your own, when you don't call home, I ain't preaching, I ain't pushing through. I'm just talking to the one who carried you, no matter where you run to. I'm still praying for you. I know this world can look so bright when you're young and chasing lights. I've walked that road, I know that bend. Some turns don't look like dead ends. There were nights I broke God's heart, thought I was clever, thought I was smart, and somebody must have prayed me through before I ever knew. So I trust the same mercy now, it's reaching where you are somehow. I'm still praying for you, through every door you wander through. When the laughter fades at night, when you're searching for what's right, you may forget what you once knew, but heaven hasn't forgotten you. Until the day faith feels true, I'm still praying for you. Every mile between us, I'm praying. Every doubt you're living, I'm praying. Every tear you don't show, I'm praying. Every place you go, I'm praying. I'm still praying for you, not from fear, but love that's true. I trust the seeds we planted then ain't done growing yet, my friend. And if I don't live to see the proof, I still believe he's chasing you till my last breath passes through. I'll be praying for you. You're still my child, and you're still is too. And I'm still praying for you. I'm still praying for you. There was a bottle on the table and a mirror I couldn't face, smoke hanging in the kitchen like a cloud I couldn't escape. I said I'm fine, don't worry. Told that lie so many times, but the man inside that mirror was fading line by line. Lost some friends I can't get back, broke some trust that won't come cheap. Mama's Bible on the dresser, covered up in dust and sleep. Every promise I made sober was gone by closing time. I was digging my own graveyard, one drink at a time. Then one night on that cold floor, I couldn't run no more. Shaking hands and blurry eyes, I cried my last disguise. He pulled me out, yeah, he pulled me out from the pit I dug so deep, from the chains that had me bound. I couldn't stand somehow when I didn't know. I didn't climb my way to him, he pulled me out. First few days felt like fire, body screaming for the old desire. But every time temptation called, I heard a stronger voice than all. It didn't shout, it didn't shove, just steady, stubborn love. Said, son, you ain't who you've been, you don't live there again. He pulled me out, Lord, he pulled me out. Not because I cleaned up first, not because I figured it out. With mercy I don't deserve, with patience I can't count. I was sinking fast and hard, but he pulled me out. When the bottle called my name, he pulled me out. When I almost went back again, when shame tried to drag me down, he set my feet on solid ground. He pulled me out, yes, he pulled me out from the darkness I call home, from the wreckage all around. I ain't proud of where I've been, but I ain't going back again. My freedom didn't start with me, he pulled me out. 30 years I was a slave. One prayer, and everything changed. He pulled me out, he pulled me out, he pulled me out, he pulled me out. still sitting by the window, coffee cup turned upside down. I still wait before the sunrise, half expecting you around. 30 years of me and you, now this house don't sound the same. Every room holds echoes, whispering your name. I still fold the Sunday bulletin, still park on our same side. Folks say time will heal it, but time just lets it ride. There's a picture on the dresser from when our hair was dark. Now I talk to you in silence when the day turns into dark. I'll see you again. I'll see you again. This goodbye ain't the end. I'll see you again. When this road runs out of men, when this broken heart can mend, by the grace that covers sin, I'll see you again. Some nights I feel you near me, like a hand I cannot hold. I thank the Lord He gave me all those years of growing old. We had our storms and hard days, said some words we both regret, but love outlived the trouble, and it hasn't failed me yet. I ain't afraid of getting older, I ain't afraid of pain. If heaven holds your laughter, then a day don't get. I'll see you again. Yes, I'll see you again. Where no goodbye can break, and no sorrow lingers in. Where my final breath is spent, when my knees no longer bend, I walk through mercy's door, and I'll see you again. But I'll see you again. Oh, I'll see you again. Two hard heads in one small room, screen door slamming every evening. Love felt more like a courtroom. Words like knives across the table. Pride too big to let it go. We both said things we can't forget, but didn't mean down deep, I know. There was a night I grabbed my jacket, keys shaking in my hand. She stood crying in the hallway. Neither one would bend. Could've walked, never turned. Could've let it all fall through. But something kept my feet right there. Something stronger than me and you. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't pretty, but mercy moved in that living room with us. He held this house together when we were tearing it apart. When the walls were cracking under, two unguarded hearts, through slammed doors and sleepless nights, through wrongs we tried to make right when we didn't know better. He held this house together. Years rolled on, the babies came, bills and worries, joy and pain. Some days strong, some days thin, but we didn't quit again. Gray in her hair, slow in my stride, still sitting side by side, looking back at what we survived. Lord knows we shouldn't be alive. Love alone wouldn't have made it. We needed something sacred. He held this house together through every heavy weather. When forgiveness felt too hard, when grace had to go farther, we learned how to kneel instead of shout. Learn what staying's all about, through forever and whatever. He held this house together. When I was wrong, he stayed. When she was hurt, he stayed. When pride got loud, he stayed and showed us a better way. He held this house together, and he's still holding now. Not because we got it right, but because we learned to bow. If you see us holding hands, just know it wasn't just romance. It was mercy strong as ever. He held this house together. 42 years, still here. He held this house together. mother gave me news last spring. Didn't like the sound of it. Bill stacked high on the kitchen table. Didn't know how I'd handle it. Truck broke down, roof leak rain. Pressure coming hard and plain. Some nights I just sat there staring, too tired for praying. I won't lie, I felt that fear whispering loud in my ear. Said, this is where you finally fall. You ain't that strong at all, but I've been down that road before. Face on that cold floor, and every time I hit that ground, mercy came around. I'm still standing. Yeah, I'm still standing. Not because I never fell, but because heaven held my hand through the fire, through the strain, through the loss and through the pain. Devil thought he had the win, but I'm still standing. Hair turned gray, steps got slow. Got more past than road to go. But I've seen too much to doubt what faith is all about. It ain't loud, it ain't proud. It don't always draw a crowd. Sometimes it's just a quiet man, still doing what he can. Oh, I'm still standing. Lord, I'm still standing. Not by strength, that's mine alone, but by grace I don't command. When the storm tried to roll me thin, when the wave came crashing in, it should have been the end. But I'm still standing. When my body says give in, still standing. When my hope is wearing thin, still standing. When I don't know how I'll win, still standing. By His mercy, not my spin, I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Yes, I'm still standing. If you're breathing, there's a chance. He's still got a plan. Through the struggle, through the bend, through the breaking, He can mend. I've seen where my help begins, and I'm still standing. and a silence in my chest. Smiles waiting at the airport gate, but I never really left. Crowds and noise and Friday lights, still hear echoes in the night. Some things a man can't unsee, they just don't let him be. Tried to drown it in a bottle, try to work it off my back. Tried pretending I was fine, like I didn't crack. Mama said, son, just pray. I said, God don't want this way. Figured heaven draws a line at a past like mine. But in the middle of a shaking hand, in the wreckage of who I am, you didn't turn away when I couldn't face the day, when the guilt was loud and strong, when I swore I'd gone too far wrong. I thought mercy had a limit, thought I crossed that line, but you didn't turn away from a heart like mine. Sat alone in the back row seat, didn't sing, just felt the beat. Preacher talk about prodigal sons, I wondered if I was one. Tears fell, I couldn't stop, like something finally broke the lock. Not proud of the man I've been, but I ain't hiding it again. If forgiveness is for the weak, then that's the kind I need. You didn't turn away, didn't flinch, didn't sway. Saw the worst I've ever done, and still call me son. So when I thought my story was through, when shame said I was used, you didn't turn away. You pulled me through the nightmares you stayed, through the anger you stayed, through the questions I threw your way. You stayed. I pushed, you stayed. I ran, you stayed. cleaned out my desk on a Friday noon. Cardboard box in an empty room. 40 years in a steel-toed pair. Now just silence in that chair. Drove back home in a quiet truck. Radio low, feeling stuck. Man gets older, world moves on. Hard to tell where you belong. Woke up Monday with nowhere to go. Sat on the porch, watched the wind blow. Hands that build and fixed and saved. Now just resting, feeling age. I told myself, you had your run. Maybe now your time is done. But a voice cut through that noise. You're still mine. Yeah, you're still mine. Yeah, you're still mine. When the world don't need your name, I still call you mine. Not by title, not by pay, not by what you gave away. Through every season, every line, you're still mine. I thought worth was what I made, measured in the checks I saved. Thought a man was what he earned. Now I see how much I learned. Grandkids laughing in the yard. Wife still holding my scarred heart. Maybe losing that old role saved something in my soul. You're still mine. Yes, you're still mine. When your strength ain't what it was, you're still mine. Not by youth or by acclaim, not by fortune, not by fame. Before you worked and after time, you're still mine. I ain't done till heaven said. I ain't through with borrowed breath. If these hands can fold in prayer, then I've still got purpose there. You're still mine. Oh, you're still mine. When the paychecks fade away, you're still mine. Through the aging, through decline, through the closing of that sign, before the grave and past the line, you're still mine. You're still mine. You're still mine. So I'll sit here on this porch tonight, not afraid of fading light. If I've got breath and borrowed time, I'm still yours. You're still mine. town. Used to carry a little weight around. Folks would nod when I walked by, look me straight there in the eye. But pride can turn a steady hand, make a fool of any man. One bad choice, then one more flame, ashes where I stood in shame. Whispers travel fast and low, truth gets bent wherever it goes. I stopped showing up on Sundays, didn't have much left to say. Sat alone in the back row once, felt like everybody knows. Head hung down, heart full of blame. He called my name, nah, he called my name. Not in anger, not in blame. He called my name when I thought I was too far gone, when I couldn't fix what I'd done. Through the guilt and through the shame, he called my name. Didn't come with excuses ready, didn't stand proud or steady, just a man with trembling hands, trying hard to understand why mercy walks where sinners fall, why love still answers when I call. I deserve the cold, the rain, but he called my name. Yes, he called my name, right there in my deepest stain. He called my name, didn't write me off the page, didn't close a book and read. Through the wreckage I became. He called my name. I heard it quiet in my soul, like distant church bells, soft and low. Not loud thunder, not bright flame, just mercy speaking my name. He called my name. He called my name when I had no one left to claim. He called my name. I'm still standing here today, not because I found my way, but grace refused to play the same. He called my name. He called my name. If you think you're too far down, if you lost your ground in town, there's a love that stays the same. He'll call your name. He called your name. Ooh. He called your name. I've been up before the sun, trying to outrun what I'd done. Carried weight I couldn't shake, every choice, every mistake. Told myself I'd be alright, kept it hidden out of sight. But the truth don't fade away, it just waits. There were roads I shouldn't take, promises I didn't keep, faces I still can't forget, nights that steal a little sleep. I went farther than I planned, lost the grip of who I am. Still somehow when I went astray, somebody stayed. Somebody stayed when I pushed the world away, when I couldn't even pray. Somebody stayed. Somebody stayed, didn't leave me in that place, didn't turn his face away. Somebody stayed. I stood still in empty rooms, heard the echo of bad news, watched a goodbye come too fast, tried to make a moment last. There were days I lost my ground, no clear answers anywhere around. Still in silence, unexplained, peace remained. So if tonight becomes that line where I leave this world behind, somebody stay every step along the way, through the nights and through the days. Somebody stay. Somebody stay, and I see it clearer now, even through the why and how. Oh, somebody stay. I ain't strong the way I seem, I've been held more than I dreamed. It wasn't me that found my way, and when I cross that river wide, I won't fear the other side. Somebody stay. Looking back through it all, I was never on my own. got lines upon this face, stories time could not erase. Some I'm proud of, some I hide, some still ache a little inside. I walk through joy, I walk through pain, sunshine bright and cold hard rain. Made my plans and watched them fall, thought I knew it all. There were seasons I ran wild, seasons I was just a child. Times I prayed with folded hands, times I didn't understand. I said words I can't take back, took some roads off the track. Still somehow through right and wrong, I kept holding on. All my years, through the laughter and the tears, through the doubt and through the fear, yeah, you were here. All my years, even when my faith was thin, even deep down in my sin, yeah, you were here. Buried friends and held my wife through the fragile parts of life. Watched my babies turn to grown, felt the weight of getting old. There were nights I feared the end, wondered where this road would bend. But every time my strength wore thin, peace would settle in. All my years, when the picture wasn't clear, when my prayers felt lost in air, you were here. All my years, through the battles I fought within, through the mess I wandered in, you were here. I don't stand here claiming clean, I've been weak more than I've seen, but mercy don't scare easy, man, it stays till the end. All my years, from the first cry to right here, from my youth to silver hair, you were here. All my years, and when my final breath draws near, I won't walk that valley in fear, you'll be here. I've got lines upon this face, but I've seen amazing grace. All my years, you were here. bottle down in Murphy's bar. Still knows my face, knows my car. There's a number in my phone I shouldn't call when I'm alone. Old anger knocking at my door, says you've been here before. Some nights it talks so sweet, pulling at my weary feet. I ain't standing on a mountain high, I'm just trying not to lie, trying not to cross that line I've crossed too many times. I made promises and tears, broke them all through the years. But something's different deep inside. I'm done with foolish pride, one day at a time. That's how I'm walking this line. Not tomorrow, not next week, just this breath, just this fight, just tonight. If grace is strong and mercy is kind, then I'll make it one day at a time. Got calluses on my knees now, learning slowly how to bow. Ain't ashamed to say I need help beyond the strength in me. My wife still looks me in the eye after all my lows and highs. The kind of love don't come cheap, it's something I wanna keep one day at a time. I ain't crossing that line. When temptation calls my name, I whisper back, not today. I don't trust this heart of mine, so I live one day at a time. I don't ask for perfect years, I just ask for steady years. If I fall, I'll rise again, but I ain't going back to then. Oh, one day at a time. Sweet Jesus, one day at a time. Keep my feet from slipping back, keep my heart on track. If I wake up and still find I made it through one more night, that's enough. Oh, one day at a time. Tomorrow's worries can stay behind. I've got mercy for tonight. If I keep this heart alive, I'll live one day at a time. One day at a time. Had my name on a storefront sign, 20 years on that dotted line. Coffee in a paper cup, shook hands, kept my head up. Then the market turned, the numbers fell, phones went quiet, couldn't sell. Auction day, that hammer sound echoed hard when it hit the ground. Boxed my desk in a cardboard crate, drove home slow, sat at the gate. Didn't wanna face that door, didn't feel like me no more. Man's pride runs deep and wide, hard to lose what you build with pride. I said, Lord, where you at? You see this mess, you see me flat. Didn't hear thunder, didn't see a sign, just a quiet strength that wasn't mine. He built me back, piece by piece, from the broken pride to a different beat. Took these hands that used to brag, put humility where I used to brag. What the world tore down so fast, he built me back. Started small, odd jobs here and there, learning how to kneel in prayer. Less about the name I made, more about the debts he paid. Found my worth ain't in a chair, behind some polished office glare. It's in waking up and knowing who walks beside me through and through. Losing everything I own, show me what I really own. He built me back, stronger bone, not the man I was, but one he's grown. Took my failure, took my past, made a future out of that. I thought I'd never rise from that crash, but he built me back. When my money was gone, he built me back. When my pride was wrong, he built me back. When my friends moved on, he built me back. When all I had was a broken song, he built me back. He built me back, not the same, different art, different name. If you're standing in the wreckage of what you used to have, hold on, brother, what he rebuilds lasts. He built me back. I lost the business, but I found my soul, and that's a trade-off I'd make again. He built me back. He built me back. There were miles I can't recall, just trying not to fall apart, chasing things that didn't last, running hard from my own past. I wore confidence like clothes, but underneath nobody knows how close I came to letting go. Further down that road, I said things I can't erase, seen regret I couldn't face, took my chances, lost my way, left some debts I couldn't pay. Still somehow through all that mess, through the weight I can't confess, something held me when I slipped, a wouldn't loosen grip. I didn't walk alone, even when I thought I did. Through every place I shouldn't have been, I wasn't alone. I didn't walk alone. Through the nights I couldn't pray, when I couldn't find the words to say, I wasn't alone. I stood by a hospital bed, heard the quiet words they said, held her hand and watched it fade. Nothing left but what we prayed. There were questions with no sound, heavy silence all around. Still somehow inside that room, peace would break through. So if my time comes sooner than I planned, and I let go of all I've held in hand, I didn't walk alone. Not a single step I've made, through every loss and every grave, I wasn't alone. I didn't walk alone, and I see it clearer now. Every why and every how, I wasn't alone. I ain't proud of everything, but I've seen what mercy brings. It don't wait for you to be strong, it meets you where you've gone. I didn't walk alone, from the first breath to this day. Even when I lost my way, I wasn't alone. I didn't walk alone. And when I reached that final mile, I'll just rest there for a while. I'm going home. Looking back now, every step, somebody was there. I don't move like I used to move. Takes a while to lace these shoes. Morning light through a quiet room carries more than it used to. There's a weight in the years gone by, names I speak and wonder why. Some still here, some long gone, still I carry on. I've been stubborn, I've been blind, turned away more than a few times. Said I'd figure this life alone, built a world of my own. But every road that let me fall, every night beneath those stars, something kept on pulling me through. Even when I never knew, he never left my side. Through the lows and through the highs, through the truths I try to hide, he stayed near. He never left my side. When I ran and when I tried to live this life with all my pride, he stayed near. I've held hands at hospital beds, heard the things that doctors said, watched a goodbye I wasn't ready for, felt my whole world torn. There were nights I couldn't pray, didn't have the words to say. Still somehow in the silence deep, peace would cover me. So if my voice begins to fade and I don't have the strength to say he never left my side, even then he'll be my guide. When I cross that final line, he'll be near. He never left my side, not for one step of this ride. And I see it clearer now, through the years, I ain't lived the perfect way, got some debts I couldn't pay, but mercy walked me through it all, never let me fall. He never left my side, from the first breath to this time, through every wrong and every right, he stayed near. He never left my side. And when I close my eyes tonight, I won't fear the other side. He'll be there, looking back, I see it clear. All along, he was here.